angels. This is your girl, La Queen, and I'm coming to you today with a top five. And my top five is top five ways you know that you have abusive parents. Now, people do top fives, and it's more or less, random bullshit. Some of it matters, some of it doesn't, but this one is going to really matter. This one hits home for me because I have abusive parents that I grew up with, and I knew that they were abusive, but growing up in that type of situation, you don't know any difference. You don't know anything outside of that, so you believe that it's normal and tend to put up with it. So, what I'm here to do is give you a top five list on how to know whether or not your parents are abusive. And, yeah. So, this is in no specific order. This is just more or less, like I said, a top five. Wait, okay, I wrote it down. That's why I'm looking. That's why I looked off because I'm looking to see what I wrote down. One way that one of the ways is if your parents cuss you out, like you're a person in the street or like you're their enemy. Parents should speak to their children like children. Even if you are of age, your parents should still talk to you as their child with a certain level of respect, a certain level of kindness and love. If your parent is cussing you out like you're a person that they do not like, chances are you are a person that they do not like. And that in turn makes them abusive. You know, a lot of parents have children and for the wrong reasons. And it turns out that instead of loving their child, they abuse them because they're mad that they even had them. So that's one reason your parents cut you out. Reason number two, another way to know is if they put their hands on you. Your parents should never put their hands on you for no reason whatsoever, especially whenever you're a young child. It doesn't matter what you do as a young child. You are a young child. You're helpless. There's you can't defend yourself. So there's no reason for a parent to put their hands on their child for no reason. That is abusive. Period, point blank. Especially if you're like spanking them. There's a difference. I do not condone parents putting their hands on their children in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But there's a difference between smacking the hand, like, that was wrong and whatever the case may be, and then actually spanking them with a belt. No. That's abusive. That is abusive, and that will damage the child. Period. Point blank. Any type of violence or aggression is going to damage that child. It's going to instill either fear or violence and aggression in that child. And I mean, it sounds crazy, but there are some parents that would like to instill that into their children, either whether it be fear or violent aggression. And that's wrong. It's wrong and it shouldn't be done. Reason number three is that they do not support your dreams. Your parents are in your life to guide you. They're in your life to help you to become the best person that you can be. So that means that they are there to support your dreams. Whenever you are interested in something, your parents should be 100% behind you. No matter how crazy it may sound, no matter how out there it may be, your parents should always support you. So if your parents are not supportive of your dreams or of your goals, of the things that you would like to accomplish in your life, then they are abusive. And they aren't loving you the way that you deserve to be loved. Reason number four is if this goes along, this ties into being cussed out, but this is another level. If your parents actually put you down and call you names, if they tell you you're stupid or tell you you're dumb or tell you you're ugly, that is abuse. I mean, your parent is here to love you and to guide you and to help you build healthy, good self esteem and make it in the world. And there's no way you're gonna have healthy self esteem if they're putting you down. It's bad enough that you're gonna have to go out into the world and deal with people that won't like you for no reason, that will put you down because you're different. You know, you're going to have to deal with that in the outside world. So it is important for your parents to be a safe haven for you to be able to go to them and feel comfortable, feel safe, feel secure. If they're putting you down and calling you names, they're just as bad as the people out in the world that are going to try to tear you down. They're basically your enemy, and that's the truth. It's very traumatic to even think of something like that, to even think that your parents are your enemies. But if they're displaying any of these attributes or any of these things that I'm talking about, they are your enemies, and you have to protect yourself against them. And the last but not least reason that you'll know that your parents are abusive is if they're over controlling, if they're overbearing and over controlling. Now, to a certain extent, there are times when your parents are going to have to protect you from yourself because you may be hanging out with the wrong crowd, or you may just be confused, being peer pressured by somebody or by a group of people. And that is whenever your parents should come in and protect you from yourself. There's a difference between protecting you from yourself and actually trying to control your whole entire life. That's wrong. That's abusive. Whenever your parent is trying to tell you how to dress, how to talk, how to write, how to, this and that, they're being overbearing. And that's wrong. That is wrong. That is abusive. To a certain degree, parents are to let their child make certain mistakes. There's certain mistakes that a person has to make in order for them to learn. If a person doesn't make mistakes, then they don't learn. So, especially growing up, whenever we're born into this world, a parent is here to guide you. They are not here to control you and try to, manipulate you. They are here to help you to be the best that you are to be. And like I said, there are times where they might have to protect you from yourself, but for the most part, they should allow you to make mistakes. So, that is my top 5 reasons for whether or not you know you have an abusive parent. Now, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and end it. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk about it a little bit more. If you do notice that you have these type of attributes in your parents, then there's a certain way that you should go about protecting yourself. And I will give you what worked for me because I have abusive parents. Both of my parents are abusive, and here I am. I'm happy. I'm secure. I'm confident, and I did that for myself. That's something that I had to do for myself. And if you have abusive parents, you're gonna have to do it for yourself as well. So yeah, I love.